dangerously low. Broken treaty. We've had a treaty. The most notable one in place was in the 1940s with Mexico. And with that treaty, we've agreed to allot them a certain amount of water. And we have not been holding up our end of that bargain since the day we signed the treaty. So right now they barely get a trickle, if any, and they also need to sustain agriculture in their country as well. And another problem is pollution. The Salton Sea and the Imperial Valley, with the use it or lose it law, they're actually, because they're allotted so much water down there, they're overutilizing the water, they're flooding their crops, and the fertilizer runoff is going into the Salton Sea, causing algae blooms. These algae blooms may not seem like a big deal, but when algae blooms, it sucks the oxygen out of water. When it sucks the oxygen out of the water, it kills the fish. When the fish die, the migratory birds cannot eat. So you get kind of a chain reaction that causes a real problem. And again, this goes back to the definitions. The use it or lose it law, that Imperial Valley is the primary victim of this law. They have to overuse water to protect their rights, and then directing in the Salton Sea. And some people might say, well, divert the water before it goes through the crops directly into the Salton Sea, then you won't have a problem with farm runoff. Issue with that is the law is written so that you cannot divert the water. It's against the law to divert the water, even for ecological reasons. Okay, this is basically they encourage wasteful water practices, again, flooding the crops, and it punishes conservation. So if the Imperial Valley actually tried to conserve the water, they would lose their rights. So in the future, if they ever needed a larger allotment of water, they wouldn't have it. So of course they're going to protect their rights all they can by not conserving. Okay? Come up with some solutions. First of all, eliminate the use it or lose it law. It's an antiquated law that has no place in our water system. We need to allow for water diversion for ecological reasons, at least at a minimum that. So when the Colorado River comes down, you see them flooding with those, see those canals there where they flood their crops. Simply make another canal directly into the Salton Sea. And so we can lower the use of water on crops and put that extra water toward the Salton Sea. And on top of that, we could save water as well. We need to provide tax incentives for decreased water use. Not just to farmers, but to all businesses and individuals. Nevada's implemented a similar plan. It's been very successful. They have everything from business tax credits to individual bonuses for state taxes. People actually replace their lawns with rocks and desert-friendly plants. Anybody that lives in California can attest we have, especially in Bakersfield,